Batista with the catch! Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life!
Hand down, man down.
Yeah, I can see how disrespectful he's being right there.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Yeah, that's a technical.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome back to the bounce. I am Kev, and this is about as excited as you will hear me, but give me about 3 minutes and I will share all of the cuss words with you. With me tonight are a much happier than me, Keebler and James. Now, Keebler, I'm going to start with you, sir, because you're having a much happier day than I am. So how are we feeling on trade deadline Thursday?
I am flipping fantastic. I wanted to save the curse word for 3 minutes, so I came up with a little filler. Doing really good. I'll get into my thoughts a little later, just to make a new little segment, you know what I'm saying? But feeling very, 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 very good.
Well, that makes one of us. Glad to hear it. It's at least I'm not a misery loves company kind of guy, but James, how are you keeping up with the trade deadline? How are you feeling on this Thursday?
I'm on the sidelines. I've got no rooting interest here. I'm just watching everybody get mad or excited. Keebler, congratulations, Kev. The Pacers are who they thought they were.
I got at least right now. It could always be worse. I could be a Bulls fan today.
Ugh. Oof. Yeah.
Just in a glass case of emotion if I were a Bulls fan. But don't worry, guys.
That glass ceiling is just lower and lower and every day.
They're going to figure it out this time.
Let me see if I can find something real quick. You guys keep going. 1 second.
The Bulls are so stupid.
It is absolutely awful. Maybe that should be the first topic.
I'm fine talking about that.
Yeah, before we get into the trades that did happen and the buyout candidates and all that good stuff, let's talk about the team that likes where they are at. James, did you see the tweets that came out about how the Bulls president was ready to rebuild, but they did not go in that direction? In fact,
I did not see that.
I will see if I can get it pulled up here. What's up, Bite Size Vikes? Monte Morris, best player acquired today. I love that. That's a great thought. While John just did that, those of you watching at home, let us know who you liked, who you didn't like from tonight's trade deadline. Let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to get this pulled up in our Discord. Shout out to the Bite Size Sports Discord. If you want to hang out with us throughout the day and talk sports all the time, you can do so right there. That's where all of tonight's big tweets can be found. So here we go. Bulls ownership was prepared to approve a rebuild, but Vice President Arturas Karnisovas pronunciation chose not to proceed in that direction and instead opted to maintain the current roster. Why, James? Tell me why, damn it.
They were supposed to blow it up last year. Go back and look. It's been talked about. What are you doing?
I knew it was ugly when they announced Caruso was untouchable with a few hours left in the trade
24
deadline.
and 27. They're closer to being out of the play-in than they are being in the top 6.
You're not.
Yeah,
You're not good.
They didn't even move Drummond, like John said, and there were so many contending teams that were ready to make a bidding war for Drummond that need that type of center.
So what were they doing?
That's so
stupid, man.
James, you have on your headline, Knicks won, the Lakers lost. And that's really, I thought was like, I think it's the Bulls because they had, the Lakers, I agree. I think they were foolish to not make any moves, but the Bulls even worse because as John points out in the chat, Caruso, DeRozan walking for nothing potentially.
They accept this is how you stay in purgatory.
Exactly.
This is embarrassing.
there were so many contending teams ready for DeRozan too. Like they could have gotten so much value, and maybe they didn't feel like they were going to, so that's why they kept him. But now
But that's
you're literally going to get nothing for them, like John.
Yeah, and it's
their
one
fault. They did this to themselves. Like they had plenty of time over 2 years to trade these dudes. Like,
yeah, they absolutely they should have made the moves before, and so we'll end up talking about the Pacers later and my thoughts on being frustrated that they moved on from Buddy Hield as Justin Herbert is in the chat, gonna rub it in, I'm sure. Congrats to you tonight, Justin. But the Pacers at least are playing for something. So one might argue that, okay, like I will, that maybe having Buddy Hield around for a playoff run is better than, a box of wheat thins and a root beer float or whatever the hell they got in return for Buddy Hield. But the Bulls have nothing to play for. Why would, even if you're just a bunch of worthless second round picks, I'm not saying maybe Caruso, but somebody like DeRozan, especially who's older, why would you not get some kind of assets for him that maybe you're using those in a trade in the offseason? But again, now you're getting absolutely nothing now.
mm-hmm.
It just looks very awful in the Windy City, in my humble opinion.
I just want to show this graphic before the finals happen. That's what the championship.
I'm gonna pull up some Justin chats here. He says, "Keeb, you jackass, you guys are deep now." He also said, "Go back a month. I told you, Kev, we were getting Buddy Hield." I tend to remember that. Now this one I can get out of. Because he says Cork Maz is a Polish sausage and Morris is a Philly cheesesteak. Well, neither of them are in Indiana because Cork Maz already been waived and Morris was flipped for Doug McBuckets, which on another day, I don't know. I might have been happy about Doug McDermott coming back to Indiana, but right now I just feel nothing. I just feel absolutely
numb. He's numb to the
nothing.
pain, folks.
But just the cold grip of mediocrity that my Indiana Pacers always find themselves right in the middle of. I love it. This deadline cold feet starting as they stop drafting well too. Yeah, I mean, all those can't wait to see what the Bulls do in the offseason, guys. So any other final thoughts on the team that should have done the most that did the least?
They should have just given us Caruso if they were just going to hold on to everyone.
Yeah, they are completely screwed.
So stupid.
Now, there are some other teams tonight that we'll look at that maybe made some moves that I don't quite understand, but at least they were doing something. You can't say they didn't try, unlike Chicago. So where do we want to go next, gentlemen? Actually, I've got a little nice lead in since we've got Justin Herbert here. Do we want to talk about Pat Bev reporting his own trade? Because I thought that was pretty funny.
I didn't even know that he reported his own trade. That is,
yeah, the Pat Bev pod broke the story on Twitter, and everybody's like, I don't believe it until I see the Woj bomb, and then it ended up inevitably.
Literally, don't believe it from the horse's mouth. Like,
yeah.
Hey guys, I've been informed I've been traded. I don't believe that.
Yeah, guys, I got traded. No, I don't believe you.
I don't believe that.
Liar. So Pat Bev to the Bucks. I believe it was for campaign. So any thoughts on the actual trade? I mean, obviously the way the news broke is hilarious.
Opinions on the trade itself. I mean, I think that I'm gonna say the Bucks won, just because he's exactly what they needed for that locker room. That exact kind of high energy guy that can rally the troops whenever you really need it, while also giving you a very good defensive effort. And you're only giving up Campaign, who's a good shot creator, but he's not going to do much for you on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think Pat Bev's branding is a little bit better than his defense is these days, but with how bad the Bucks perimeter defense is, it's certainly an improvement. And I definitely agree with Keebler on the idea that for their mentality, it'll be nice to have. Pat Bev is one of those guys I feel like you hate to play against him, but almost everyone loves having a guy like that on their team that can maybe get into somebody's head and is certainly willing to try to be a leader. You know, we've seen in some locker rooms it doesn't always work. Sometimes nobody wants to listen to old Pat Bev. But James, you got any thoughts on this blockbuster between Philly and Milwaukee?
Keebler hits it on the head. They need a guy like that. I don't think Pat's any good. He is solid on defense. I don't think he's a game changer. Campaign wasn't paying well for him, so I don't think it hurts. I don't think it necessarily puts him over the top or anything, but I don't hate it. You know, they did their big move in the summer.
Herbert says, I'm just agreeing because I'm salty that Buddy is gone. I'm not. I'm a little salty that Buddy is gone, but it's the fact that he was traded for pocket lint is what really upsets
It's like the A.J. Brown trade. They just gave him away for peanuts, and they were wet and gross.
Like why? If you're going to get nothing, just have him there for the playoffs. I mean, it sounds like he was pretty disgruntled. You know, we've got that infamous Buddy Hield burner account on Twitter was asking about the best burger joints in Philly a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. Maybe he's really, really wanted out because Woj reported there was a pretty sizable extension. So I think Buddy just wasn't thrilled with his role. And there's still a lot of young wing players and guards on that roster that are going to continue to chip away at his playing time. But yeah, he will certainly be a big help to the 76ers, and that makes it hurt even more. You guys trade him in conference to a team that very well could be playing you in the playoffs, and Buddy Hield may, you know, I can just see it now. Pacers somehow draw a matchup against the Sixers in the first round, and Buddy drops 24 in a big game. Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm sick to my stomach. If it weren't for my love and commitment to this crew and our fans, I would not be here right now. All right. I would probably, I said before
he's
the
not
show,
thrilled, folks.
if I weren't hosting this show, this would be the kind of shit that would make me say, all right, Pacers, I'll see you in the playoffs. Cause I need some space. Okay. I'd be sitting out for at least a week or so. What
Kev's
the hell?
Disappointed.
Why? What in the hell?
I will always say that I'm Buddy Hield's biggest fan because no one else, to my knowledge, owns a Buddy Hield Pelicans jersey. So
That's
just
legit.
Just want to say
That's legit laying your claim.
That is a deep cut. Yeah.
I'd rather play the 76ers than the Pacers, personally. I don't know if that's a crazy take or not, but I'm happy that he's getting like a bigger role on the 76ers. So
Kenneth points out that Pacers got rid of their worst defender, so there is that. I think ultimately it won't be that big of a loss, but our savior Doug McBuckets has come home. I'm gonna hold on to that. That's what's gonna get.
I will agree with Bite Size Mike. Buddy Hield at Oklahoma was a lot of fun.
That's where he became one of my favorite players. That's why I got him.
Yes, that's where
Right
he
when he
became
came out of college.
Naismith season. That's right. It's Aaron Naismith is. Yeah, who would have thought about this time last year when Ben Mathurin was having a pretty solid rookie season still that it was going to be Naismith was going to be like, Buddy Hield can't see the floor because Aaron Naismith is too damn good. Tell me more about how the Celtics fleeced us in that Brogdon deal. But see, this time I have no defense for the Pacers moves. It just seemed like they were just kind of making cap space with everything because everybody just outside of McDermott, none of those guys are on their team. Joseph got waived, Korkmaz got waived, Morris got
Korkmaz made it
McDermott,
long.
and then they got 3 second-round
you
picks.
turn
Are the equivalent of Happy Meal toys. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, you turn Buddy into McDermott and 3 second-round picks is what you got.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it's a return. It's a return, I guess. But yeah, I'll miss you, buddy. We'll always have that fastest bucket in NBA history, right?
That always will still hits.
Yeah.
Do the Pacers try to go out and get Thad Young? That's a good question, Kenneth. And I'm actually going to bring this up, and then I think we can let Keebler have the floor here for a little while, but I have
Herbert
some
killing me.
Korkmaz is the GOAT. Watch it. I have a list here somewhere of the current buyout candidates, but we had a lot of tweets to cover. Okay. Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Lowry, Marcus Morris, Robin Lopez, Joe Harris with an asterisk because about 7 teams cannot sign him. Kai Jones, Daniel House, Killian Hayes, no surprise there, and Victor Oladipo has also joined the waiver wire. So any of those guys, Thad Young, I wouldn't mind it. I would rather have Thaddeus Young than Johnson, which is who I'm hearing that it's going to be James Johnson that the Pacers use their last roster spot on. But I think Thaddeus Young would provide a little bit more value on the court. I don't think I'd like to see him playing more than like 8 to 12 minutes, but James Johnson is literally just there in case they get into a fight at the next Milwaukee game. So anybody else on that list of buyout contenders? Keebler, anybody that you're interested in off that name? I know, of course, with the Knicks doing so well today, they may not need any buyout candidates because we all know Tibbs is only going to play 8 people anyway. But anybody you're looking at?
Well, Tibbs, or the front office, I should say, is smart because they left 2 open roster spots, even while doing this whole big trade. So we can hit the buyout market if we want to. Just for name purposes, I really like Victor Oladipo, even if he doesn't play a single minute. I would love to have Oladipo on the team, just because I've just been such a huge fan of his. And then I know some people wanted Dinwiddie. I don't want Dinwiddie. I think he's shooting like the worst field goal percentage among qualifying players this year, so I don't really want him.
Dinwiddie to Dallas just feels like set in stone to me.
I heard LA too. I heard LA is going to make a big.
I heard the Mavericks and the Lakers are the 2 top teams that are going to have a problem or try to go for him, but. You said Marcus Morris, right? I wouldn't mind a reunion there.
Yeah, he will likely be bought out, right? Because that was a trade with the Spurs. I don't imagine they will. Yeah, I did say Marcus Morris. Yep. So yeah, that's.
I know, Kenneth. I know we don't need anyone else, but like just for bragging purposes, I hope that we bring in like 2 more guys. Be a little greedy.
Dinwiddie's the best one on the market, I think. Like, it goes to Kyle Lowry, ain't it? There's a lot of those other guys. Joe Harris is putting up elite stats this year too, like 2 points a game.
Yeah. No matter where he goes, I feel like Oladipo's not really going to log a single minute. So, like, why not just keep him for that
just
leadership?
Ring chasing, yeah.
Yeah, Oladipo's basically injury insurance, and then just like the Heat found out, he'll play well for a week and then he will get hurt, and then you'll need insurance for him as well. But yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think Lowry is going to do much. Robin Lopez, I think, probably just winds up back in Milwaukee or something like that. Like, where's he going to end up? Daniel House. Killian Hayes is an interesting one because I don't think there's a contender in the world that's interested in him. So are you going to see one of the younger bad teams take a chance at giving him a fresh start? He's somebody that there was a time last year I still saw some potential. But what were you saying, Keeps?
I said get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Yeah, that's probably damn true. Well, it's getting brought up a lot in chat, and Keebler, we have kind of inadvertently talked a lot about the Pacers, so I think maybe we should let this next moment be yours. I will even you can do the honors and let us know what the full trade was and just what the Knicks did today, how you're feeling about it.
So we're at 19 minutes, right? So the Knicks absolutely fucked the Pistons.
All this talk about we don't want to trade Bogdan, and then that's what you cave. That's what you fold for.
Yeah. So they declined 2 first-round picks for Bogdanovich alone from a contender, I think, last year, right? Just to get Evan Fournier, who was a salary filler, Malachi Flynn, who logged maybe 5 minutes with us, Ryan Archie Diaconio, who is the first player in NBA history to play 20 games in a season and not score a single point. 2 second-round picks, and Quentin Grimes. So
That RJ guy is so influential that a lot of tweets don't even mention his name. Like I'm looking at one from NBA Central right now, and it says full trade, and it doesn't even have him named. It's got the other three players. RJ,
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, sorry.
I
It's
think
got
he's
Quentin, Evan, and Malachi. It doesn't even have him on it.
Yeah, I think that was a late throw-in because whatever. But we trade 3 guys that we don't give any minutes to. Grimes, who's shown flashes of being a solid role player, but nothing special, and 2 second-round picks for Alec Burks, who's a former Knick that Tom Thibodeau is very familiar with, aka our point guard from that first playoff run. And then a 20-point per game scorer, Bogdanovic, who's proven to be a piece that every contending team has wanted on their team for the past, 2 years. So very happy. Our starting lineup is going to look something along the lines of, when fully healthy, Brunson, OG, Bogdanovic, Randall, Hartenstein, and then the bench would probably be Burks, DiVincenzo, or Burks / McBride, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, and Mitchell Robinson. So, like I said to them pre-show, I think that we have 2 starting lineups as our roster. I think our bench is better than the Pistons starting 5. Just straight up.
It's possible. It's very possible.
It's I feel like we're very well constructed. We have a lot of great contracts. Most of our contracts we have for next year too. So Bogdanovic could potentially be in a move for a bigger star, Joel Embiid, this summer. I feel like Randall would probably be in there too. And then a shit ton of first-round picks. But I feel like we're definitely geared up to be contenders for a while. And I think we stack up very well with the Celtics. So I'm just going to make my prediction now. I am extremely biased by saying this, but I think it has some truth to it. The Knicks are winning the championship this year, and that's all I have to say.
Ooh, we've got a detractor in the comments here. Bite Size Vike says, second round exit. Ooh, are you talking to me or Keebs? Because today I'd be thrilled with the second round exit. Because, God damn it, man, why?
I'm not trying to be a second round exit for the second year in a row. I think the non-biased part of me, with how well the Knicks have played post OG trade, I think our floor is the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey, I'm gonna have a hard time agreeing with you today because of our rivalry, but I'm gonna let that one marinate, and I'm not gonna say that I disagree either. I think they absolutely have a shot now, depending how things shake out in the East. James, what are your thoughts on this, Bogdanovic? This is the big, bounty that they were waiting for.
Congratulations, Keebler.
Let's go.
That's how you do the trade deadline. Not what the Knicks did. I agree with you. If those guys get healthy, man, they're as deep and as good as anybody. And they did not. That first round pick did not leave the building. The Pistons got fleeced in that deal. Waited too long. Remember when they wanted to keep him for guidance for this young team?
Yeah, we were pounding our fists
Another
on the table then. They were at least he was another player that last year we were thinking, okay, this did not go as planned.
Last year, yeah.
Go ahead and move on from him. You've got a lot of things to figure out. And then we hear, coach can't figure out floor spacing, so we need him. Well, listen, there's probably a couple of guys in the G League that can shoot threes, but he's not going to solve any of your problems right now, and he's the only asset you have. Look at Killian Hayes is 23, and he just got waived. Bogdanovich is the
funny.
only player on that roster anybody had any interest in, and you wait and you wait and you wait till the last minute, and unless they were seeing something that Tibbs and the Knicks front office weren't, or unless they believe that they were seeing something that those guys weren't, I can't understand how this is an acceptable haul. This is the one that, and like you said, James, you hit the nail on the head. They just waited too long, and they got put in a spot. And great work by the Knicks to be there and be ready to put together the best offer.
Just being there, just here's this gift basket of great things.
Well, we needed bench scoring, and we needed a ball handler and score point guard or guard off the bench, and we got both of them for like a bag of chips.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
just pull up John's comment real quick.
Wait, Knicks weak, Heat in 6, or Wolves in 4?
Wolves in 4.
Oh man, my bad. He had that ready.
He was sitting on that one.
Kendra said something has to give with the Pistons. Just feel like they will forever be bad. Yeah, I really.
Them and the Bulls can suck forever. Like screw them both.
That's how I'm feeling about it right now. But I thought that team had so much potential.
I feel like the Pistons are paying Monty Williams more than half their roster.
Yes,
and it's showing.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, yeah, not a big win there. Let's see what I will say the Pacers may have dodged a bullet when it comes to one Mr. Gordon Hayward, who had been rumored to be a buyout, somebody the Pacers were interested in signing for the vet minimum. But wait, said the Oklahoma City Thunder. They said, we will get in here. How about guard Trey Mann and forward and former NBA 2K rebuild piece for this guy, Davis Bertans, who I think is much better in 2K than he is, unfortunately, in real life. But what are your guys' thoughts on the Thunder moving a couple assets around for an old vet like Hayward?
I think they traded mid for mid.
Mid off?
Yeah. I feel like he doesn't really move the needle. It's just a guy that you're going to give some minutes as opposed to Bertans, who you weren't giving any minutes. So,
yeah.
What up, Goat? Hey,
Maybe,
you got here at just the right time. We just got done shit talking the Pistons, so you missed all of it.
Bye, Killian Hayes.
Oh man, I love the French.
I was going to say, I thought they might keep him because him and Fournier can get along.
We'll be best friends. He can unlock his French potential. Gordon Hayward might be able to provide them guys some playoff experience and stuff. Like, I don't hate it. Like, it doesn't do anything for me, but
yeah, I don't think he's a minutes guy. I think he's just a locker room piece. I just found it very interesting that they were willing to move off of assets for him. You're a Columbus Crew fan.
Coming in hot.
Hey, come on. Wait, what? I don't know about that. We love the Crew. But okay, let me check out what else we have on the docket, because there's another trade that made me scratch my head. The Utah Jazz, James, another team that throughout time we have gone back and forth on should they trade, should they blow it up, should they move on from assets? Well, they finally did it. They made a blockbuster trade with the Toronto Raptors as the Jazz send center Kelly Olynyk and guard Achai Agbaji to the Raptors for Kira Lewis, Otto Porter, and a 2024 first-round pick. Woo! I don't know, guys. That might be up there for trade of the day, James. What are your thoughts on that? Just mind melter.
I just wanted to look at Otto Porter's stats. He's the only one I even knowing that.
Otto Porter, another
Kelly
another
Olynyk
2K rebuild piece for me. He's never protected, but maybe there's something in that, For years, Otto Porter has never been a protected asset in any simulated
Otto
expansion
Porter
draft.
Peaked in 2018-2019 for the Bulls. He's at 2.6 points a game.
What's up, Jeff? I actually won't disagree with you tonight. I am malting. Sorry, type, but what up, boys? Pacers Not my favorite team tonight.
Oh, he
by
changed his picture. That beautiful rat bastard changed his picture.
Ooh, get an upgrade. Nice.
Yeah, what a weird trade. What a weird one. I'm just gonna say it's indifferent. Both teams suck and doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was like moving pieces on the Titanic for me. Cable, you got any thoughts on that one?
No, I don't think so.
I'm looking for another. There was another one involving the Hornets, I do believe.
How about the
Trying to
one the
find
Hornets
that
didn't
one.
make? How about the fact that Miles Bridges would not approve any trades and is staying there?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, James?
Weird.
Pacers do suck. God damn it.
He can sign an extension with them this summer, though. That whole deal. I was surprised he had no trade clause like that on that 1-year deal.
I just I
mean,
have
if he'd have got traded, he might have been the best player to get traded.
I kind of
lot of
agree with
factors.
Ken on this one. It's like I sort of have a hard time. Like it's Miles Bridges, who maybe shouldn't even be in the league, and so for him to even have a no trade clause,
Yeah.
I thought he was
one
bound
thing.
to go. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead, Keeves.
I thought he was bound to go to the Suns. Personally, that's where I thought he was headed. But
He didn't
Oh,
make
they
it.
needed someone to replace that attitude problem they had when Ayton left. They needed.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They just didn't feel like they had enough edge in the locker room.
I guess not. I mean, they traded for Royce O'Neal.
Oh, there you go. I'll give you a little. I'll give you a little bit.
They gave up like Utah Watanabe and like 3 seconds and like 2 other low names. So that was good on their part.
Yeah, and they the trade that I did find was the PJ Washington to the Mavericks for Grant Williams. Failed experiment there. Seth Curry and a first-round pick.
Love this trade.
Yeah, go ahead.
PJ Washington, I saw one of the Ringer guys post today has taken like 900. He's in pick and roll. He's done it 900 times, like 800 or 900 times as the ball handler. Then this time I'm way too high, but he's also done it 100 times as the screener and roller, or 100 times as the ball handler, so he can invert those screens. I love this. I love that trade. I want to see what happens with it.
Oh yeah,
it might have been like 600. That number, it was 100, and then there's an absolute huge number. Let me see if I can find
that. Is pretty interesting. The Grant Williams experiment did not work. What was that? Yeah. Just half a season that they tried that. Seth Curry bounces around. Never surprised, unfortunately.
Grant Williams and Seth Curry are both from Charlotte, so maybe they can.
Ooh.
Maybe they can put that Charlotte. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the fact that they represent Charlotte. Hopefully, they can get that through to the young guys to get them to play better.
Yeah, and I forgot about that. Seth Curry returning to where his dad played. So he, I don't know. Maybe they'll have a little luck there, like you said. Jeff jumps in and says, Pat Bev, we talked about this, but I figured we mentioned it now. Pat Bev, the dog, is going to lead Giannis to the ship. Also, the Lakers refusing to move Reeves is dumb as hell. So, yeah, James, at one point you had the Lakers lost the trade deadline. So let's talk about that for a second. Do you agree that not moving Reeves was dumb as hell? I at least agree that making no moves was dumb as hell.
They should have done something. Maybe it was Reeves. Maybe it was anybody. I don't know why they didn't do it. Like they kept all their flexibility for the summer and all that. I understand that, but LeBron's going to hang that extension over their head all summer. Like it doesn't kick in. Like he doesn't have to sign it until 2 days after the draft. It's going to be a fucking mess.
Get some great quotes in here. Seth Curry gets passed around more than a blunt. Or what is a blunt? He gets passed around more than a model. Charlotte is an elite city. It's a shame they have such a shithole sports team. Oh,
so I was right. PJ Washington has logged over 900 plays as a screener, and then he's also logged 100 as the ball handler. The only other players in the league to do that, as this video is playing, is Lauri Markkanen, Julius Randle, and Nikola Jokic. That is Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer posted that today. I love that.
That is some great flexibility there. I like that move a lot for them. PJ says he's inconsistent with bets, or no, Goat says PJ is so inconsistent with bets, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He also says the Lakers are like the Bulls. They should have made a trade. I also think they should have made a trade. I was reminded, though, who is it? Is Vincent and Vanderbilt? Those are the two. Is there someone else I'm forgetting? Who else is injured for the Lakers? Because they tried to use that as an excuse today.
Gabe Vincent is out. He's out for at least a month.
Vincent, Vanderbilt, and maybe like Cam Reddish. I remember Lakers Twitter when they beat us by like however many points it was. We were like, yeah, we were missing Julius, OG, and whatever, and they were like, well, we were missing Vincent, Vanderbilt, and someone else.
That's the best Lakers Twitter impression I've ever heard.
They don't compare to who we were missing at all. And they just were like, oh, we were missing these 3 players.
And you're just like, okay, right.
Yeah, if we were golf scoring at GOAT, Pistons won the trade deadline.
They literally lost every single trade they made. But they got rid of the Frenchman.
Killian Hayes traded to the Greyhound bus, says Jeff. I like that.
Yeah, the Guangdong Tigers.
Yeah, he's going to be hanging out with Dwight Howard in Taiwan here real soon. Another one we had, the Nets get Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young in a trade with the Raptors. We already know Dinwiddie's been waived. I believe also Thaddeus Young. Is there a chance that Dennis Schroeder is also a buyout or waive candidate? Because otherwise this feels like a nothing trade. This is what that joke I was making earlier about, the Raptors, some teams made a bunch of trades today. They don't really mean a whole lot, but guys, any thoughts on that, Blockbuster?
Blockbuster is right.
I
still
think Dennis Schroeder can score 8 points a game somewhere.
I don't.
It just doesn't really make sense. I mean, the Raptors already got rid of Dinwiddie because they didn't want to pay him like a $1.5 million bonus for amount of games played this year.
Right. That's so like, why did you trade for it?
So you traded Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young for literally nothing. You just said, these two guys, take them. There you go.
Yeah. And I forgot about Jeff says keeping Bruce Brown was a decision. Forgot about that one.
Yeah. How about, speaking of losers, Bruce Brown is a real big loser here. Stuck up north.
He'll get traded next year's trade deadline for a bag of chips.
I think I can't remember if it's a player or a team option after this. It might be a team option. So
I think it was a team because it was 2 year,
a 2 year deal.
2 year, $40 million.
Grass isn't always green around the other side. Bruce Brown.
I feel bad for the guy. I think when the Pacers signed him, I think it was always with the intention of trading him as part of something. Or I think it was sort of like we'll give it a trial run, but I don't think he ever had a long leash in Indiana. It was always like that contract was very trade friendly when they signed it with him. So Goat making an interesting point. Dennis leaving Toronto allows Scotty Barnes to have the fucking ball now. Dennis had more usage than Scotty. That shit does not make sense. He agrees the trade was dumb, but I agree with you there. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's easier to trade him away than cut him. It just makes it's weird to me that you went and got a player like Dinwiddie and then you're cutting him, as Keebs pointed out, so you don't have to pay $1 million bonus. What are we doing here? Remember when Masai was a genius? Dude, he's a genius because of Kawhi Leonard, right? Like if Kawhi Leonard doesn't have that sorry, Justin Herbert, if you're still here, if that one doesn't roll in over the Sixers, what genius are we talking about? Was he a genius for trading for the ghost of Marc Gasol? Was that the big move he made that,
Jesus, Keeb, you okay over there? I heard that honk.
I don't know. I think everything's fine. There's not a car in my house.
I was going to say, it sounded like It's like,
He's
damn, dude,
He's
you
knocking
okay?
on my house to let me know to move my house out of the way. Like, okay.
Give me a second here. Let me move this house.
Oh, I forgot about the Jakob Poeltl trade. Goat mentions that. And gave
I'm
first
happy.
round pick.
Stupid.
I'm just happy Masai Ujiri is finally getting karma for trying to fleece every single team that he has tried to do business with.
Oh, remember, because James, we were talking last year that they should have been sellers, and instead
Yeah,
they
and then
bought
traded for
Jakob
Jakob
Poeltl.
for-
Last year, he was trying to get
Whoops.
3 first. He was trying to get 3 firsts and RJ Barrett last year for OG.
Oh, wow, yeah,
That didn't work out for him.
yeah. Well, I'm glad, guys. This makes me feel a lot better. It could always be worse. Sometimes as a Pacers
Always
fan,
be
it's
worse.
hard to remember that. Oh, what else we got here in the Discord? Of course, we already talked about Killian Hayes' future. Oh, yep, Thaddeus Young being waived. Already talked about that. Oh, let's go back to the Knicks here and talk about OG. Why does James look so disappointed right now? Breaking news from a few hours ago. Your boy OG Anunoby had surgery to remove a loose bone fragment in his right elbow, which sounds just horrifying, and will miss a minimum of 3 weeks. So we were talking earlier about how a healthy Knicks will be one of the deepest teams in the East now. Yeah, maybe the deepest. So we're gonna pivot. We're gonna start with James because I have a feeling I got a good idea of what Keebs is gonna say. James, is that newly acquired depth gonna be enough to keep the Knicks where they need to be for these 3 weeks, or is this really bad timing with all the new pieces coming in?
It's fine because we were talking about a pre-show. Key brought up a good point where, yes, it's a great quote right there. They've got the All-Star break coming up, which essentially wipes a week off the map. So it's essentially out for 2 weeks. And the bigger issue with them is how long is Julius going to be out? When does he come back? They'll be fine. OG will be fine and be back. The question is, when does Julius come back? And will they fully be healthy this year? Question mark.
I agree. I really don't hate this at all. I think it's the smart decision. Since he had that surgery, it's less likely that that'll ever happen again. So it's good to just get it taken out of the way now and then prepare for the stretch that we have coming up for the playoffs. And then while you're doing that, you're also allowing Bogdanovich and Burks to get reps with this team to get more comfortable. So I'm not going to obviously I'm not happy about the injury. It sucks, but at the same time, I'm not mad about it at all because Julius needs fresh legs for the playoffs. We can see that the last 2 playoff runs that he's had. We need OG for that final stretch where we make a push. We're still within the 1 seed range. So it's it's crazy to me. But at the end of the day, it's just we need our players to be healthy for the playoffs. Let them get their rest. You're like James said, you're taking a week off because of the All-Star break, so it's not like anything's going to be happening anyway. Yeah.
Loose bone fragment. That doesn't sound fun though. It's considered a minor procedure, but it just sound fun.
Yeah.
Just got a piece of bone just floating around in there.
It said he can resume basketball activities in 3 weeks, so I'm not really stressing out about it.
Yeah, but when you mentioned the All-Star game, yeah, he's fine.
Alec Bricks better shoot better for y'all. That's funny.
Well,
that's a good one.
Because when he played for us, Alec Burks stats.
Little North Central rivalry.
While you're looking those stats up, let's take a gander here. Let's see.
Checking in. Is it Thursday night check-in?
Thursday night check-in. Mavs up 11 on the Knicks. 4.5 left in the fourth.
Yeah, take a look at our bench for that game before anyone decides on any smart comments.
Josh Hart is 1 rebound away from. Josh Hart is 1 rebound away from a triple-double.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When he played for the Knicks,
annihilated by the Timberwolves. The Doc Rivers era continues to go well for them. They're down 23.
Yeah, somebody had a comment about that earlier. I think I missed it. Was it
Suns are blasting the Jazz?
It was Kenneth, yeah. Worst coach in the league. Yeah, who would have seen that coming?
Pacers
Couple
got
of guys
rocked
right
tonight.
here could have
Jeff.
seen this coming with the Bucks.
Jeff,
Yeah.
listen, okay? This is the best Knicks team. This is the best Knicks team talent-wise I've seen in my lifetime. Like, if you put this team against the 2012-13 Knicks, I'm taking this team. Like, we were stuck in poverty for so long. I can pull up when our starting lineup was let me see.
A lot of Knicks hating here right now.
I wish I could defend you, Keebler, but I got.
When we went from having our starting lineup be Langston Galloway, Alexei Shved, Andre Bargnani, Lou Amundsen,
Hey, Bargnani.
Oh, Lou Admonson started for you guys.
and Lance Thomas.
Keith, that's not a fun time.
No. And there was also when our starting lineup was, same game. I just pulled that up from. Oh, or when it was Kadeem Allen, Damian Dotson, Kevin Knox, Noah Vonleh, and Luke Cornett. That was
Oh, Noah Vonleh. Shout
Kevin
out.
Knox.
Former
So
Hoosier.
Pablo Pergroni. There you go.
Yeah. What was the French player? Frank the Tank.
Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, he was going to be so good.
So I just want to say that we had to suffer for too long, and we have a team that can easily compete with any team in the league for once, and I can say that with the utmost confidence.
Goat says the Knicks are the Cowboys of the NFL.
I will agree with you as long as
hurtful
Julius
words.
gets healthy. As long as Julius Randle gets healthy.
Exactly.
He can get healthy then.
I still think they're in there. I want to see what they look like when he comes back and is healthy. Right now, what do we, Celtic? I just still think the Celtics and Bucks are right there. I don't know how much. I think the Sixers are in the mix still too. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to call them frauds like the rest of chat is, but
we're only down 10 to the Mavericks with 2.5 minutes left when our backup shooting guard for tonight is Charlie Brown fucking Jr.
Wow.
And I'm not even joking. His name's Charlie Brown.
I was goddamn Charlie Brown finally kicked that football, huh? You know what I'm saying? It's a euphemism. Pistons are up there too, man. Don't forget about us. Yeah. That was rough. Well, I think we've covered most of the big trades and or lack of trades. Really, even the buyout market is not very sexy this year. But James, what you got?
John has blessed us with something in our Discord, and since he put it in the Discord, I'm going to post it.
Oh my goodness.
Right,
I cannot wait for this.
Getting it pulled up. It is fantastic.
I have another breaking news segment, Kev. Hey, it's only a 4-hour-old tweet, and that's what I get for just reading the tweet verbatim instead of just pulling it on the screen. But yeah, it was Woj that called it breaking news, damn it, not me. Somebody, I was literally just reading a tweet. Oh man. But no, breaking news, Michael Jordan played a game with the flu in 1998. Breaking news. See, I can.
Breaking news: Alex
lean
Caruso
into it.
just got traded to the Bulls.
Breaking news: Lonzo Ball out for the year. Breaking news: Dwight Howard still not in the NBA.
Good.
There it is. Okay. I don't have a second screen still because I got delayed to get until tomorrow, so I had to add it in here. So here it's incoming.
Oh, I'm looking for. Oh. We talk about cursed history.
JJ Barea and
Ricky Rubio, AK-47,
Andre Kirilenko. I don't even know.
Gobert. Who's on the far left?
That's not Gobert either. It's
not.
No, that is somebody. Because this is old. That's because Andre Kirilenko has not been in the league for a long time.
That is wild.
Wow. Breaking news. Ron Artest punches fans and runs it.
Watch that.
And that I think that was pre hella screens, JJ Barea too. I don't even think they were setting hella screens out there for him yet.
Yeah, the old Minnesota Europeans trying to steal our sport.
They're like, well, we play in the snow, so we'll just get a bunch of guys from Russia to come play there.
Pekovic.
They won't complain about the shitty weather all winter. Pekovic. Oh, yes, dude. That was a lineup, dude. Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, that was something.
My God, that reminds me of like Pacers time. That's like when the Monte Ellis years when they had those hideous I think everyone knows the ugly yellow jerseys I'm talking about because the pinstripe ones were sexy, but they had those like Paul George and post Paul George era where they had these like really ugly jerseys, and then they had they had a couple of those teams where it's like Jeff Teague was one of the best scorers, and you're just like, God, this team is ass, Oh, and then of course Malice in the Palace got mentioned. Yeah, imagine having Jeff Foster as your starting center. Jesus Christ. All Pacers jerseys suck, Kev. Get out of here. Those pinstripes are legit. Okay, those are good. The navy blues were nice, but yeah, yellow was gross. Any other news you guys want to talk about before we check in on the Thursday slate one last time and do our weekend preview? All I'm hearing is Kev really wants that jersey. Yeah, I want a Monte Austin
Nice
Crozier. Yes, that is a deep cut, dude. He has like the Dumb and Dumber Jim Carrey haircut, and he always wore the long tube socks. Man, that was Or when they drafted Jonathan Bender, the 19-year-old sensation. Man, good times. I could one of these days we just need to, on like a Saturday night in the off season, we're just gonna fire up the stream and do that thing where guys just list random, very obscure NBA, we'll just pick a team or pick a division for a night, and then we're just gonna sit here, crack a few brews, and start talking about the machine, Vladimir Radmanovich.
Are you talking about NBA 2K,
that was
in Galaxy Opal, Jonathan Bender?
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my God. I had his rookie card as a kid, and I was like, this is gonna be worth way more than 7 cents. No, I was wrong.
I think that's about 7 more cents than it's worth right now.
Guys, this show might be happening. Bite Size Vikes is in, Goat is in. I think that will be a fun bonus epic.
Oh yeah, right here.
Real NBA baller guys being dude. Yeah, Luke Richard Mbah Moute, the Prince. God, dude, that guy. That's a real glue guy.
Hashim Thabit.
Yeah.
God, what a bust. Woof.
Yes, dude. So look forward to that. And in the meantime, we can play that game in Discord. So actually, since I've mentioned it so many times, let me put the invite in the chat. So that way, those of you at home who aren't in the Discord yet, you can hop along.
The names are flowing right now.
Get in there. Bino
DJ Augustine.
Yes.
And while he does that, I just want to make note that Josh Hart had his second career triple-double tonight.
Did he get it? Nice.
Shouts out. Congratulations, Josh Hart.
On the day that his podcast dropped. So after we wrap up,
podcast.
Go watch the Roommates show hosted by Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart.
I won't. I'll let you tell me how that is. I don't think.
Oh, I already watched it. It dropped at 3:00. It was pretty funny.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. All right. Well, I'm pulling up the weekend preview. Do either of you guys have the rest of the scores from tonight handy so we can go through those first?
Oh, I do right here. We got the Timberwolves up 28 on the Bucks. So I never want to hear again that the Bucks are even close to the Knicks. I also want to say the Bulls are up 2 on the Grizzlies. The Suns are up 11 on the Jazz. The Warriors beat the Pacers 131-109, and Curry had 11 threes, 8 in the first half. He decided to take it a little easier on them in the second half, I guess.
Ooh, 42, goddamn.
And then we still have the Nuggets and Lakers at 10-10, and we have the Pistons Trailblazers at 10-10. Nuggets and Lakers is on TNT.
Ooh, thank you for that, sir. We appreciate it. And now it's time for the weekend preview. So we're going to get this pulled up here. I hope I've got everything big enough so we can see it. There we go. All right, Friday night, we've got Atlanta at Philly to start things off. Washington, Boston. Ooh, it's not a great night, in my humble opinion, until the late night, but a couple of decent games there. James, we'll start with you. Anything you like on Friday night?
Denver, Sacramento is fun. Like you said, the late games, then the Pelicans, Lakers is fun. It's just the rest of it. Celtics are going to beat Washington by 10 billion.
I have a feeling I'm going to owe Clayton Scalina of Hot Take Sports some push-ups, man. God damn it.
And another loser, DeJounte Murray not getting traded.
Yeah, I feel really bad for him.
That sucks.
Almost forgot about that. Yeah.
His stats with Trae Young and without Trae Young are gross. He scores like 7 more points a game.
Without him?
Without him, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get it's hard to get into your rhythm when you're playing with a guy like that. In my humble opinion, they both need the ball in their hands. I wonder though. One would think professional GMs and scouts would have had a little foresight. You know, I know they say hindsight's 20/20, but I feel like good old fashioned foresight could have caught this one, boys. But hey, who am I to doubt Quinn Snyder? All right, he's gonna fix it.
Press X to doubt.
Keebler, anything for you to add on the Friday night slate?
For Friday, I like the Hawks and 76ers. That's always competitive.
High scoring for sure.
I don't know if Buddy Hield's going to play tomorrow. I would hope so, but that'll be a cool debut to see. And then Nuggets Kings is obviously a good one. That's going to be a very high scoring game, I feel like, because the Kings can't play defense if they can't guard a traffic cone. So, and then Pelicans Lakers is obviously going to be good too. But
John says Bulls have a stranglehold on the 9 seed. Why would they blow it up? Yep, he is. We found out. That's not actually Bite-Sized Vikes. That's the vice president of Bulls operations.
Yes,
burner
it's a burner account.
I'm just going to agree with you guys. The only other one I guess I'll throw out there would be New Orleans and the Lakers. Could be a fun game to watch if you're up late with nothing else to do. But maybe you do have things. Come, give me the screen back. Let's go. On Saturday, insert smooth transition to Saturday here. Oklahoma City at Dallas is what starts us off at 3. Keebler, this time we will start with you, brother. What sticks out for you on Saturday night in the NBA?
Depending on the injury report, Knicks and Pacers. But outside of that, I'll go with Suns Warriors because I feel like that'll be another high scoring game with no defense.
Warriors beat up on the old Pacers tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if Curry's got another 40-point night in him, that'll be a great game this weekend. James,
what about
you?
On top of it.
Yeah, he had a game.
Can't blame that on Buddy Hield's defense.
Also losers, the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry specifically.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah. Will we see Chris Paul in the buyout market? Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Thunder Dallas is fun. That's an early afternoon fun game.
Yeah, I really like that one. That's one of my favorites too, I think.
The two that Keebler hit, I would agree with. The rest
yeah.
of them is kind of...
I don't have like a league pass pick really for you guys here on this one. I would love to, but there's a lot of lopsided matchups here. So we're just going to stick with those 3. Yeah, absolutely. And Sunday, it's very easy for us. It's 2 really good games, potentially. It's 4 good teams squaring off at least. So you guys got anything to add about Sunday slate?
I think the Chiefs and Niners will be a pretty good game to watch.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I can't believe they even have games on Sunday.
Yeah,
it is interesting.
They're early though, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, they'll be over before. Like it gives you something to watch before.
I think Boston, Miami will do pretty well in viewership because I think a lot of Super Bowl parties, people will get there early and it's on ABC, so it'll be something easy to turn on to have in the pregame. I'm sure about an hour before people will switch over to the game coverage, but I kind of like it since it's a decent matchup because that's a day historically everyone's in front of their television. So good on the NBA for at least having a couple of solid matchups. And I love that it's not just a couple of big brands that aren't great. I love that it's not Boston versus the Lakers. Like these are some games with some potential playoff implications. I love that Kings Thunder. Man, that should be the ABC game though. That would be a great way to try to build more recognition to some of your secondary market superstars to a wider audience. You got the freaking Super Bowl audience out here. Like I said, everybody's in their living room on their couch watching TV, and you could showcase two of the best teams in the West that have some players who are future faces of the league. Not to say there's anything wrong with a Boston-Miami matchup, but I would be jumping for joy if they switched that West Coast game to ABC, fellas.
This is the last Sunday I have to hate working on Sundays. So for a while, at least. So I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll definitely have that. You guys, we already gave our Super Bowl predictions on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Have you guys made any changes, or should we just tell the folks to go watch that stream?
Chiefs.
Niners, save us, please, God, save us. Save us from Taylor.
It's inevitable. You just got to let it happen.
Yeah,
No,
it's like Thanos.
No,
It's gonna happen.
no. I will not.
And then they'll play Taylor's entire discography as Travis proposes to her after he wins Super Bowl MVP after putting out
Strangle me now.
They'll do a post-game concert instead of on top of the halftime show. She'll just.
Oh my God.
Travis is going to win it, and they're going to be like, "So Travis, what are you going to do now?" And then he's going to turn to Taylor Swift and propose.
Yep, that's what I'm telling you, dude. He's going to win the MVP off of like 6 or 7 catches for like 60 to 70 yards. Nothing, but he's going to have 2 touchdowns, and in a game that doesn't have a lot of touchdowns, and then boom, he's going to propose. They're going to print fucking money for a year or so. They're going to have a divorce. She's going to sell a platinum album talking about what a fuckboy her ex-husband was, because all of her albums are breakup albums. She's like the female Tom Petty. It's marketable. And also, I think the whole thing's been a work from the start. Like, I don't believe this is a real relationship. I think it's just genius marketing by the NFL.
Genius marketing. And
that is why I think a team that historically gets a pretty friendly whistle on when the lights are at their brightest, I think they're going to get an even friendlier whistle on Sunday. Call it what you want, but I can't bet against the Chiefs. So there you have it, our impromptu. As we often say, especially during the NFL season, football's bounce too. So don't worry, football fans. We will not neglect you here on the bounce. We know what week it is, and I know what time it is, guys. It is about time for us to get on out of here and tell the folks at home where they can find us on any night other than Thursday. So, Keebler, we will start with you, good sir. Where can the folks at home find you?
Now that I have my camera, I can finally just point.
Yeah.
Boy.
You're
upgrading.
Upgrades. All I have to do, I learned, is just restart my computer every time.
Oh, that's a bummer. But hey, once you get that workaround, at least you got it. Fantastic. Well, make sure you follow Keebler at the Knicks Stop on Twitter and or Instagram. And James, where can the folks at home find? Sorry, fellas, I had to step away to find out some breaking news. America sent the Declaration of Independence to the King in England. Huge move. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Breaking news.
Did we get any draft picks back or no?
Panama Canal has finally been completed. I love that. I've earned that one. I keep that meme coming. I appreciate it. All
it's
right,
going to be it's forever. It's forever part of the bounce now. You can catch me and Kev talking Star Wars every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. on our sister station Dweeb. We're doing a watch of the whole series of Bad Batch right now, prepping ourselves for season 3. And then you catch us 3 here every Thursday, 9 p.m. You can catch me on Twitter right there. It's a lot of mania right there. But yeah, that's about it, Kev. I'm not talking Titans right now. I'm out. Just want to be left alone.
That is
Oh
absolutely
yeah, the stepsister
fair.
station.
Yes, which is where you can find me with James on Wednesday nights. And, you can also find me on Tuesday and Sunday nights on the Clout Route, where the only thing older than my breaking news are the corny jokes and movie references I make. So come in, join the cat chat. Bring your cat, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Throw your eggs in the chat for the Clout Route. And, of course, this Saturday, I am calling some pro boxing fights up in Fostoria, guys, for Carnage Media. So check that out. Follow them on their socials at Carnage Media PPV. On Facebook, you can find the link to the pay-per-view stream. But, yeah, I look forward to talking about that on Carnage Unleashed Monday night, which streams here and on Carnage Media. So there you have it. That's where you can find me. Also on Twitter at @KevNevick_. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Had an amazing chat tonight. Jeff wants Bite Size Vikes to know how he feels. I feel like you haven't heard that enough lately. Fantastic. Jeff, Kenneth, Bite Size Vikes, Sean sending us some stuff. I also saw he threw up a like. Justin Herbert, Goat, yes, thank you. Everybody who stopped by. I don't think I missed anybody, but we're going all the way up to the top just to be safe.
Clayton.
Thank you guys. Clayton, that's right. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Clayton. I was just trying to act like I didn't owe him a push-up.
Push-ups are incoming.
Yep, absolutely. Shouts out to Clayton. Go check out Hot Take Sports when you're done with this. Go give them a subscribe and hit that like button. But until next time, guys, I'm done pitching to you. But actually, me from the past is going to pitch to you in an ad. So good night, guys. We love you.
Sports.
Are you looking for an energy boost without the jitters? Let our friends at Dubby Energy help you with their fantastic selection of flavors. Just visit www.dubby.gg and use the code BITESIZESPORTS at checkout for 10% off your order total. Again, that is www.dubby.gg. Code BITESIZESPORTS.